I'ma be your idol. And we're back. Got K-pop Demon Hunter stuck in my head. Wait a minute. Stop it. Go play with the ball over there and go away. Thank you guys for coming back. Love you all so much. See if we can have a few more conversations in the last 45 minutes to an hour before I go do lunch. I gotta start trying to introduce the kitties again. So see if they can be friends. So right now they're not friends. No, play with the ball, not the cord. Jasper. Not the cord. Ball. Here. You wanna take this? Look. Go take it that way. No? Okay. Didn't want to do that. Yep. I don't know. Ow. Not my foot. Yeah, she's your baby. Okay. I'm gonna let you go. You gotta let go of the shirt. You gotta let go of the shirt so I can let you go. My goodness. My goodness me. Thank you so much. Why? No. Stop it. I don't know what I was thinking getting a kitten. That was not a good idea. What was I thinking? How? Joey, come talk about it. How is it an Obama lie? I do, Lakin, yeah. I can just invite you straight out. Let me go, because I have you in. We're in mutuals discords, so let me just find you. Easy to find you here. The Egyptian word for cat is the sound they make. Meow. Meow. What? You're fine. You are. Okay. Why am I still whining? What am I whining about? Eleanor, let's talk about it. Ty, why, though? Like, why? Don't worry about filling out the verification, Lakin. I've got you. Dr. Peter, you're not in the requests. No, you're not, Spike Jones. That's not happening.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you vote for Trump?
Absolutely. 3 times.
Okay. Why are you still supporting him?
I'm absolutely loving what he's doing for our country. He's
Like
doing
what?
so good job. The economy is on an absolute tear. Stock market is just booming as normal, as it should be.
Booming as normal?
Yeah, when he's under control, it has boomed correctly.
What has he done to influence the market in a good way?
Well, first of all, the tariffs have affected so much. Has brought over $2 billion in the last month into the economy.
Who pays for those?
Well, have you seen an increase in anything you have bought?
Yeah.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Really? As what? What did you buy that has affected you so much?
Beef has been increasing, so it's
So
you
effectively get beef from where? Or where do you buy your beef?
the store.
Yeah, but where does it come from? You buy beef from overseas?
I don't know. It depends on where they get it from.
See, you don't even know.
But who's paying for that?
So
they're charging me. They're charging me.
No, they're not
so they're charging
for
me.
beef. No, there's no tariffs. It's from the state of the United States. If you buy beef from out of the country, that's your choice.
So it's my fault that I'm being charged when I
That's
wasn't being
correct.
charged.
You
Wait,
have
I
a
are
was being
choice
you
to
charged
buy
on this
American.
before.
You have a choice to buy
are
American.
you saying that when we raise the price on imported goods, that domestic goods does not go up?
Did I say that?
That's what you're implying. So even
I'm
if
implying
she
you
were,
buy
even
American.
if
That's just
Monica, even if
Who are
Monica,
you? And let me talk. I don't even know who you are. First of all,
right?
I'm
So
talking.
This is
This
Manny.
I'm
is a
him.
one-on-one conversation.
No, it's not
Manuel,
now,
you can-
or else
you
I
can
wouldn't
do
have
why
brought
do
it
y'all
up.
say my name so fucking weird? It's like you guys are allergic to actually pronouncing something correctly. So if Monica were to buy American beef, right, instead of imported beef,
Yep. Yep.
she would not get the tariff from the import, correct?
Oh, she would get an import from the tariff because
No, if she were to make, if she were to, okay, I'm going to repeat the question. If she were to buy American beef and not imported beef, she would not get tariffed, right?
that's correct.
Okay, so are you making the claim that American beef would not rise in price?
That is correct. Does not.
Can you show me where that has not, where that happens?
It's very obvious.
Because I can show you the opposite.
You can.
Yes.
Prove it. Love to see it.
Okay, cool. So underneath Obama's administration, we put a rubber tax on China. Specifically, the tariff was around 10 to 15% because they were dumping cheap tires into the market. This was because of national security reasons. While the conservative media sources said that this was a gross executive use of power, that we did not need to raise.
What are you talking about? How does
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm getting to it. Sorry, I had to mute. Sorry, I had to mute Olive. Sorry, I understand. I made a pause,
What are
and
you talking about?
right. I'm getting exactly
Can I have a
what.
conversation with the host instead of this guy? I don't even know
No.
who this clown is.
No.
All right. So when the rubber tariff was placed on China, the imported tires went up by 10%. The tires that were made domestically also went up by an additional 2 to 5%. So the point is that whenever we place a tariff on an imported good, the domestic
That is so
good
wrong. You have no
goes.
idea what you're talking about. That is incorrect. If
Which
you
is why he
buy
has to just show
American
him where that
goods,
doesn't happen.
Price say lower. Buy American goods and you'll be good.
So all you have is a moniker, right? But I actually
I don't
gave
have
you.
a moniker.
I
am
specifically
obviously telling
gave you a
specifically. You're
source.
talking about a
No,
I
tax
gave
Here's
you
the
a
thing.
source.
Yes, Manny gave you a source, and
rubber
we don't
tires
know.
that have nothing to do with
What
the
you would
price of
see,
beef.
if you want to get semantical about it, you could talk about the fact that if we buy it from another country, it's up here. But that doesn't mean that that here domestically doesn't bring it right here.
You
So
wanna
lower,
bet?
right?
It's actually cheaper in the United States to buy beef.
But it's higher
If-
than what we were paying
It
previously,
is
right?
not.
Because they
It
can
is
still
actually
raise
going
it.
down.
Where?
I
Show
work
me.
the industry.
Show me.
It is
I don't-
actually
I'm
going
sure you work
down.
the
you
industry.
do.
You're a
Show me
cow,
where.
right?
No. I work in the USDA, so I'm a
I'm
doctor.
I'm sure you
You
do.
just happen
I
to
do.
work in the USDA.
I'm
and you brought
sure
up
you
beef.
do.
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh.
I've been with it for
So
almost
show me
18
from
years.
USDA data where domestic beef prices have gone down.
Go look on my website.
Not your website. I want to see from the USDA. What's the
I have the
title
link.
of the USDA page that shows
Go
that?
look it up. It'll tell you all
No,
prices
I
of
would like
beef are actually
you
dropping.
work for the
compared to
USDA. Don't you
imported.
have this page set and ready to go?
No, I don't, because I wasn't expecting to come on here to listen to some clown doesn't know what she's talking about.
Show me then. Teach me. Teach the lowly woman. Where's the USDA page that shows that domestic beef prices have
Go
gone
to
down?
USDA and look.
Uh-huh.
You'll see the link on more common price set for beef in the United States versus imported beef. Go look it up.
Where it's gone down?
It has. It actually has. It's pretty
USDA.
simple. Look it up. Do your own research.
Just
I'm
so
not doing your
happens
job
that I
for
brought
you.
up beef and he works for the USDA.
Right.
No,
Right.
that's why I came in here. But what was the first thing I told you? Price.
That's why you came in here? I didn't mention beef until you came up.
I
What do you mean?
did. I did. I
No, you
mentioned it.
didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. You said, "What have you purchased that has gone up?" And I said beef.
No, I work for the USDA, so it does carry a broad band. I was happy that you brought up beef.
Where?
Alright.
What is the current? What's the average current price of beef then right now?
What does it say on USDA website?
What specific piece of USDA am I going to? What actual page?
Oh my God.
Yeah, find the page. I know. Find it. It's your claim that it's going down, so you should be providing that.
Then do your own research. I don't have
No,
time to do
it's your
research.
claim. You made the
Okay,
claim.
fine. You can call my claim his claim. Until you prove otherwise, it's my claim. That's correct.
Right. So you
So
would
it's
have to
just a
prove it, or you're
claim.
just saying, trust me.
Okay, it's my claim. Fine. Let's go on to something else. Obviously, you don't
No.
want to look it up.
I want to see
don't
where
have time to
domestic
look
beef.
it up.
No, I want to see where domestic beef has gone.
Look
now.
it up. Look it
You
up.
look it up. It's your claim.
I don't have time to do. I'm here for.
Okay. Well, then you can be quiet until either Manny does your homework for you, or you decide you're going to actually do it. Jasper, go ahead.
So I have from USDA that forecasts retail beef and veal prices rise about 5.2% in 2025, up from the prior forecast of 3.2%. This reflects a substantial price increase across beef categories. Imported 90%. So on imported beef prices, 90% lean trimming saw actual price rate increase of 20% year over year with additional new tariffs. 10% or high quality, higher over quota tariffs cost are rising even more. Domestic cattle inventories, while domestic cattle inventories have dropped their lowest, the price has risen. Ground beef hits record levels $6 to $6.12 per pound in mid 2025. Steaks nearly $12 a pound, driven by low supply and consumer demand. Imported
I
beef
have the
tariffs.
Fred as my source, Manny.
Oh yeah,
Average price ground beef, 100% beef.
I just
cost
went
per
to his
pound.
source.
Like, here we go. Look at this. And then here's Q1 25, and here we are, Q2 25. It's going up.
Yeah. So, like I said,
This is
you
what's
can
called
have-
this is what's called the substitution effect. So if country A is tariffed and people purchase from country A less, this increases the demand on country B. Increased demand leads to increased prices. It's called the substitution effect in economics.
This is exactly what I was explaining with the rubber tariff. Just because the imported price goes up because of the taxation on imports. That's a tariff. That does not mean that domestic good prices go down. It would be great if we believed in that and that was an actuality, but then that would make trickle down economics be more factual. But because that is not the case, domestic goods do not go down when imported goods go up. Domestic goods rise because they know that you can raise the price at least comparable to that of imported goods in order to make more money. This is what we call.
On the other side, we don't lower prices, and I know this from back when I was in marketing, because once the consumer base has accepted the new price, there's no incentive to bring prices back down, because when you're working at a corporation, your goal is to maximize profit for the shareholders. Since that profit's been maximized because the consumer base has accepted the new price, there's no incentive to ever bring that price back down.
This is what we call price gouging.
we saw it after the pandemic. I don't know why you guys are shocked by this, but so yeah, I'm sure I could have brought up anything. I could have said any product that I was paying more for, and he would have worked for that company. I'm sure. It's wild how that happens.
Chat said inflation's down. Inflation's actually trending upward in the first half of this year.
You guys can look this up. It's right there for you. It's not down. It's within a reasonable amount of where we want to see inflation, but it's still not an indicator of a thriving economy.
Right. Currently, we're at 2.7. We were at 2.4. So not only is that an inflation increase, the forecast is showing it to, oh God, I would hope it doesn't go by September to 3.2, but that's what we're forecasting right now.
That would track, Manny, because monetary policy is a lagging indicator. Typically takes 12 to 24 months for monetary policy to take full effect on
I was just about to say
inflation.
that. It wouldn't be that quick.
No,
Big Dusty, did you vote for
September.
Trump?
Yeah, I did.
So
In
we
this
don't go to
instance-
June to September. I specifically stated that September, which would be the forecasting rate, so it wouldn't be quick. That's not quick.
Also point out that we would also have to discern between different types of economic policies. The tariffs, like blanket tariffs, have a faster effect on that than, say, a new trade deal, like a new, softer trade deal. Like harder tariffs will cause that lagging economic indicator to go reach down to 6 months, where we start seeing the results.
Also, we all said that Trump would be stupid to put blanket tariffs of his 25% on everyone, or what? Yeah, it was 25% on everybody and then 50% on all these other people. We said that that was going to be the dumbest thing ever, and nobody in any economic or any economist would ever sign off on that. And guess what? It didn't fucking happen. It didn't happen. He campaigned on that and it didn't happen.
Big Dusty, why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I only did it because I run and own a business, and usually under Republican. Well, it does better under Republican than a Democrat. It's a family-owned business.
Is your business like Google?
No, it's a home health agency, so taking care of senior citizens. So usually when a Democrat is in office, it slows down tremendously, and then when a Republican's in office,
Do you have any like sources, anything to cite that would actually be able to quantify this? Because right now we were just taking your. It's hard for us to just be like, yeah, your business slowed down because of Democratic reasons.
Well, no, it's just like I said, it's a family business. I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's usually when a Republican's in office, it does better under them. I don't know.
But you're not looking into the policies that are affecting you, which again we were talking about. Even when you're talking about economy, you can talk about it with policies too, lagging indicators of what's actually affecting you on what timeline, not who's in office, but what policies are actually affecting.
It's actually more direct than that, Monica, specifically in this industry.
Hold on, Crows, explaining something to me, please.
Republicans, because they are not as open to expanding health reform, are the people that partake of healthcare, like public healthcare, tend to be the elderly. So when their quality of healthcare declines, they would need services like Big Dusty more.
Yeah.
Oh, so because Republicans cut health care, I get it.
No, go ahead. Finish that, Manuel.
What'd you say, babe? Big
Finish
screen?
that? Oh, never mind.
Bio for a second?
Oh, do we want to?
Yeah, it's called a sense of humor.
No,
that
it's not. It's not called a sense of humor. You're cool with the where people are suffering and trying to get help with the ability for different social programs to be implemented. And the person you voted in office is cutting said programs. How is that fucking funny, Dusty?
And then your family business takes advantage of those people.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
That's literally that is not only what Crow said. I just put it into very short or specific terms.
God.
You benefit off of Republicans cutting funding from Americans. That's how you make your money. Congratulations.
How so?
So can I what? Because you couldn't explain your own job. You couldn't explain your own job. You couldn't explain your own market. You couldn't explain your own economic indicators of how your business does well. And then when we give you the reason why, based off of Republican interest, the Republican interest that you said you only thrive under Republican interest, your business only thrives under Republican interest, which means that your business as healthcare, giving senior citizens healthcare, usually underneath Republican rule, gets cut federally. That's when you do the most business. And now you're like, I'm not a bad man.
No, I don't.
To give an example, under the redefinition of a caregiver under the Big Beautiful Bill, a family member could not be a paid caregiver under it. So they would need somebody like Big Dusty because they can no longer get the funding. Because right now, under the existing bill before the legislation passes, let's say, Monty, you have a senior citizen as a family member, and they need a home health care worker. We have programs that exist where we can pay you to take care of your family member because somebody needs to take care of them. Under the new legislation, you're no longer eligible because they're directly related to you. So you would then need to go to somebody like Big Dusty who can collect that check instead.
Okay, so you do know that so private pay is how they pay, right? So all what you guys are saying, I don't think you guys actually have any clue what you're saying because it's all private pay. The majority of the clients are private pay.
One of the programs I administer, actually.
That's literally
that's
what we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about private pay. You know the difference between private pay and getting paid by the actual government?
It's literally what we said.
It's literally what
The
we're talking
majority of
about.
my
I don't think you
clientele is
understood
private.
anything. You got really
Private pay,
upset.
meaning out of
Yes.
pocket.
I think you got really upset.
It's out of pocket
We're not
expenses.
saying that you're not paying attention. We
So-
are not saying
so-
that you
so
are
what are you
losing.
saying?
We are
It's
not
not
saying
making-
we're not saying that you're losing subsidization from the government. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that under
Yes,
Republican
those people
policies,
will be driven to you because they can no
right?
longer repay
They're
the-
driven to the public sector, which is you.
Okay, that's false, but all right.
How is that false? You
I'll let
don't
you guys
have you don't have customers if they're
I'll let you
getting
guys
their
do it.
needs met. You don't have customers if they're getting their needs met somewhere else.
Oh God, okay. So this is where you're wrong. So Medicaid and Medicare, when it comes to my field, they only cover less than 30 hours or less than 20 hours a
Oh
week.
my God. We are
People,
not talking about government
there's a
subsidization. You're
hundred
not paying attention.
there's 168 hours in a week.
You
How
know
is
what? I'm
anyone
glad that
gonna
you're
offer
getting.
less
I'm
than
glad that
20
you're making
or
money
less
off of
than
the
30 hours a
exploitation
week?
of older people.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So now,
I
so
don't.
now,
I honestly like.
so now I'm demonized evil
Sure,
because
okay.
I'm
Let's get into
helping elderly
fine.
people.
Like
Let's say
This is literally
I believe you.
stupid.
You do better under
This
Republicans.
is
What
this is
policies
literally stupid what you're saying.
what policies do Republicans institute that's better for your business?
Didn't I just say earlier when I first came on here? I don't know the answer to it. I'm just letting you know as a family
So that
business
means not
that it
shit
does
to
better
me
than
then. That
a
means you know
Republican
nothing.
and an actual
You don't know
Democrat.
anything.
So he
According to
doesn't
you,
know the policies. You don't know the policies, but then when we tell you
I
how
was
your business structure works, you say that we don't know. But you don't
I
know.
just told you how Medicaid and Medicare works for my field. They
That's not what we
only
were talking
service
about.
less than
You know,
20 to 38 hours.
I also understand because my husband's checks, they tend to be better when it's raining out. So I think that when it's raining, it's just better for the economy. I think we
And
should vote
that's
for
Trump's fault
rain.
too, right? And that's Trump's fault that it's raining out there.
No, that's your
He
logic
didn't.
though.
He
Like I
didn't
don't know
hear
what's
shit.
affecting my
So let's
business,
so
but
let's
when
blame
Republicans
Trump.
are in there, it's better. That means
This
nothing
is
to me.
literally stupid.
You're right.
I
It
agree.
is.
This
You're
is so
not making any
stupid.
sense.
You guys are non-business owners telling a business owner on how their business
Bro,
works.
you don't even know how
This is
your
literally
business is running. I asked you
this is
for
literally
specifics
stupid.
on your business,
This
and
is
you were like,
literally
I don't
stupid.
know.
I want
I
to know
don't
how
have
This is
policies
those.
are
literally
affecting your business. If it's your business that
this
you
is
should
literally
know,
stupid.
how are policies affecting your business? You
This
said
is
it's
literally
it's
stupid. I
family
just
run. Is
told
your
you.
name
You
on
can
it?
keep saying it's
Ma'am, I
stupid,
just
but
Is
told
you're
your
you
not
name
making the
on it?
argument.
Medicaid and
Uh huh.
Medicare pay less than 20
We
hours.
weren't
Okay.
talking
The
about
top
government
30 hours.
subsidization. You keep bringing that up, and we weren't talking about that. Is your name on the
And I get
business?
muted every
You said it's
time.
a family business.
I get muted every time.
Is your name on the business, or is it because you said it's a family
Am I
business?
able to speak? Am I able to
Answer my
speak without getting
question.
muted?
Is your name on the business?
Does that matter, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my taxes, right? It's linked to the actual owner of it, so it's a family business. Where I
Oh, so you're just a
yeah.
contracted
All
employee
right,
for your
let's
family.
move on. He's going to make more money
Never
underneath the
mind.
big beautiful bill because more people are going to
Never
get
mind, ma'am.
cut. So
I don't
let's
think you
move
guys
on.
get it.
Well, it's
No,
the fact
it's
that
fine. You're going to
I
make
think
a
we
lot.
figured it out. He doesn't
He,
know what
Let's just
policies
move
are
on, ma'am.
affecting the business because he
Yeah.
doesn't run the business. It's not his business.
It's
He's just a
not.
contracted
It's
employee for his family.
he's
Ma'am,
not
I'm the owner,
grasping
by the way.
that the point that I'm
Continue.
making, which is that like in Pennsylvania, those two programs will be called the Caregiver Support Program or Community Health Choices. If people are pushed off of the Caregiver Support Program because you're no longer allowed to be related to the person you're providing care to, or Community Health Choices for the same reason, then they would have to look to people that are not related to that person to provide that care because they no longer have the funding, so they can't take the time off of work to provide that care. So they'll go back to work just so that they can pay somebody like you to provide the care that they were previously
Yeah.
able to get paid for doing
Yeah,
it.
man. Okay.
did you understand anything that he
That's
said?
crazy. That is so crazy.
All right, cool. So what is another reason why you voted for Trump?
That's the main reason. Why do you guys vote for Harris?
I don't
Clearly,
relitigate the
you.
election. There's no point. I don't relitigate the election.
You're exactly right, man. I
Right,
want to bring
because
in that up.
which is why I ask why you're still supporting Trump. Not why did you vote for Trump? Why are
But
you still
and I gave you
supporting?
the answer to that. And I gave you my
The answer is
answer
that
to
you don't own the business, so you don't file tax on the business, so you don't
Ma'am,
understand what
that's
policies
what
are going
you
to
took
affect
from
the
it, ma'am.
business.
Ma'am, that's what you took from it. But all right,
I
continue.
asked you is your name on the business, and you said
And
why
what
does
did I
that
say to
matter?
you? What did I say to you?
You said why does that matter?
Okay, so you came to the correlation that I don't own the business. I'm just contracted
Because
under the
people who
business,
own
right?
businesses and have their names on the business just say yes, my name is on the business.
Oh, okay, got it. You say yes to a bunch of random people. Got it. Okay, yeah, right, ma'am. Got it.
I know you're gonna keep crying about it. I'm
Got it,
sorry
ma'am.
that your mommy and
No,
daddy
I'm
own
not
that
the one that's
business. I
crying, ma'am.
know it must
Ma'am,
be
I'm not the
tough.
one that's crying.
Mommy and
I'm
daddy
not the
own the
one that's
business,
crying,
huh?
ma'am.
I know.
No,
I
ma'am,
know.
not at all.
Grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt.
No, not at
Whose
all.
business is it?
No,
Whose
keep
business
going.
is it?
Keep going, ma'am.
Whose business is it?
Anything else?
Oh, poor thing.
Oh,
Funny that people like you like to see the suffering of the American people because you get a profit.
oh God. Here goes the emotional talking point again. All right, ma'am.
People
I
like
have
you
a
come
sense
on
of
this
humor,
internet
ma'am.
not understanding what
Ma'am,
you're talking
ma'am,
about.
I have a sense of
Constantly
humor.
wants
Just,
to say
just
that I'm a
because you
business
don't
owner
agree
and
with
I
my
work
sense
for
of humor
something
doesn't mean that it's wrong, okay?
and I know
Well, like,
exactly what I'm trying to do.
and I do want to say, like Lakin said, it's probably not even his family. I didn't think about that fact. It's a family-owned business. It's not his family-owned business. So you just work there.
It's
Nice
just again,
opinion.
it shows
Nice
what a
opinion, ma'am.
sad, pathetic little man you are. You voted for a man who's cool with with being adjudicated for essay. You're cool with the man that's constantly hiding from the fact that he's on a list and he's not going to actually admit the fact that he's there. And you're
What
also
else?
content with American citizens losing their lives on a daily basis, not getting
What
health
else?
care, and not getting access to food.
And where does that say that in the big beautiful bill?
Real quick, this has nothing to do with you, Big Dusty. Katarzina Rochelle, hey, I know you think that you're being a friendly, and I really, really appreciate that. I'm not going to mute you right now because it'll do it for the whole live, but I'm going to give you this warning. Do not do that. Do not put that ending onto MAGA like that. That is still in reference to a slur that we do not use in this community. So please don't do that. I would appreciate it. So why are you still supporting Trump? A different reason that you can talk about?
Ma'am, I already gave you my reason.
That's the only reason you have that you can't explain?
Ma'am, I already gave you my reason.
The only reason you have to support Trump is a reason you can't explain.
Ma'am, I already gave you my reason.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Call me when your name's on the business, boo-boo.
yeah.
Let's
Think
talk
you
to
want-
Tom C, because Tom C was talking about that 3%.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys upset GDP is up 3.5% from last quarter?
What does that encompass?
You guys upset about that?
What
3.5%
makes
from
makes
last
up
quarter?
Explain it.
What makes up the 3%?
I didn't say 3%. I said 3.5%.
It's
Explain
3%. But what makes up the 3%?
It's 3%. It was at negative 0.5. So what's negative 0.5?
That's not
and
how
3?
GDP
What's
works.
the difference?
That's
What's
not how
the
GDP
difference?
works. That's not
That's-
how GDP works.
That's 3.5. You stupid fuck.
That's not how GDP works.
That is how it works. It was at.
What is GDP?
Last quarter was.
So it was a
at
quarter,
0.5.
right? It was a quarter, right?
negative- It was negative 0.5, and now it's 3. What's the
Okay,
difference
so if
between
GDP is a
negative
quarter,
0.5
how
and
many
3?
months is in
Huh?
the quarter?
Huh? Can you read?
How many months is in the
Crash out
quarter?
now.
Answer my
because you can't
question
explain
first.
it.
Fuckface.
Aww. How many months is in
saw
the
a
quarter?
headline.
Answer my
He got
question
excited.
first.
What is quarter
What's
two?
negative
How
negative
many?
0.5
What is negative
and 3?
3.5? What is negative what?
What's negative?
What's negative what?
Negative
What's
0.5
negative what? What was
and
the GDP?
3. What's the difference?
What? What's the 3? Okay, so again,
It's 3.5. It's up
can you explain
3.5%.
what Can you explain what GDP encompasses?
Answer my fucking question, you dumb fuck.
What does GDP encompass?
What's negative 0.5
That's not how.
and
That's
3?
not how
What's
it's
the difference
calculated.
between negative 0.5 and 3?
I understand you like simplistic math, but unfortunately, this is complicated. Because
So you
this
don't
is
know the difference.
This is econ.
That says a
This
lot.
is econ. All right.
That
All right.
says a
Now
lot.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this. All right. So specifically, imports fell 33.3%, reversing a 37.9% spike in Q1. Since imports
answer?
subtract from
You're not
GDP,
answering?
their drop added significant growth.
Answer? You
Point-
can't answer simple math, you stupid
Right,
fuck.
plus 4.0 percentage
Hey,
points
Intel.
per the Atlantic
or no?
Fed
I know
GDP
you
Now
can't.
model.
Are you
it's
listening
hard.
to what
Consumer
Manny is saying?
spending.
No,
No,
You
he
saw a
doesn't. He doesn't
headline.
know shit.
I know
He
you
doesn't-
saw a headline and you got excited.
Come on, stupid.
All right, so I'm going to do this one more time because I know we did it last time, right? So, GDP, specifically in Q2, the growth of GDP was due to the fall of imports, the consumer spending rising by 1.4%. In sectors of healthcare, food services, and financial services, as well as government spending mostly going positive, 0.4% to be exact. Negative contributors too, though, is the private sector investment. Private sector's inventory investment was subtracted by 3.17%. Exports dropped by 1.8%, and investment in non-residential structures, residential investment, equipment slowed down. The overall contraction between these two negative and positive contributors equals to a 3% growth in GDP. That being said, the 3% is a weak 3%. When factoring in Q1 and Q3, it was an overall real GDP growth of 1.5%. That came from the Bureau of Economic Analysis. I know you
Ping pongs around their skulls. I'm gonna do Naquan's normal job, and also something I haven't been able to do for 2 days because I've been unsupervised on TikTok. There are 265 people that's live on it. I was at 9.1k likes. I needed to tap her up to like 50k. That feels right for that amount of people. That feels right. Like some of y'all have been with your partners for over a decade. Show me how you stayed with that partner. Show me what them things you do. Additionally, she is only at 66 shares. Hold your thumb in the center of the screen. A giant list is going to pop up. Share it to like half the list. And if you're like, I already did that, I don't care. Do it again. And because TikTok is a capitalist app, the fastest way to boost this live and the algorithm is to gift the host and the panel, which you can do for as low as 1 coin by clicking the heart in the top left. If you do that method, though, you need to claim the point. It's very important. It's like a game. And if you're like, I don't want to give TikTok my money, that's fine. That's fair. That's valid. The Crash apps and the Ven flows are all in people's bios and stuff, but you can always toss coffee money that way. Or like, if your MAGA requests up, we would like to speak to you. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy live.
And Marina, I saw you say, "What's with the whipped cream gift?" We don't know. It's just
Ari,
there.
where do you want me to put it? I don't know what channel, Ari. I guess resources. Fact checking?
Just don't understand why they can't read past headlines. Wild. And honestly, like even you gave way more data than a news article would give, but even a news article will be like, however, like despite this growth.
And this is the thing. So, on the thing I was talking about before, it's actually an issue I've run into in the past because I have an aging parent. My mom is 75 this year. We were looking at like places she could live if she lost her place back before we cleaned her hoard, and like she's on HUD. And if she were to say, move in with me, my bills would go up, but HUD won't pay me because HUD will never pay a family member. They're applying similar logic now to home caregivers, where somebody that needs like a long-term, somebody in the house to provide care, there are government programs to pay for their time because like they still need their bills paid. And they're now trying to change it so that a family member cannot meet the criteria of that home caregiver.
Okay, I'm gonna bring Joe up, and then I gotta go help my kid in the bathroom for 2 seconds. I'll be right back, though.
Okay. I just put it in news, Ari, because I didn't know where to put it. But yeah, if y'all do want to know about some econ things on a little low level, you just go to MarketWatch. But if you want to read the full GDP report, it's U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis.
Good day, Joe.
We're doing well. And yourself?
What's you up today?
Well, so I voted for Trump, and I'm in. It's just been a shit show. It's not what we were promised, as everybody knows, so on and so forth, right? But my question now is, I mean, everybody knows about the 34 felonies, SA, the gross stuff, and all of that, right? But yet the Democrats lost to somebody who has 34 felonies. What is the DNC doing to ensure that that won't happen again?
That people don't vote for somebody that does that stuff. I mean, that would be something for the Republican Party to figure out, really,
Right? Would you? Yeah, I'm not sure. Would you like the Democrats to make it a rule to like add on? Must be a U.S. citizen, must be 34 years of age, must be living in the United States for X amount of years, and cannot be a convicted felon as a requirement?
I don't have the answer. I'm just asking peacefully as far as
Yeah, Joe.
why. You know,
Joe's had a lot of rethinking for sure about things.
I actually want to, since we talked to Joe a bunch, I actually want to pose to him the question I tried to pose to Will earlier and see if Joe can like help me figure out his side's mindset on it. So we had a guy up here talking about Trump bringing all these jobs to the U.S. Joe, like I'm sure you've heard him talking about it. If currently the amount of open jobs is 7.4 million, and the amount of unemployed using the highest number is 6.8 million, and we add more jobs to the market, how do we fill those jobs when we already don't have enough bodies to fill the jobs we presently have?
I would say give them more of an incentive, maybe raise minimum rate wage. I mean, I don't know what the average wage is for all those jobs that are open and not filled.
Well, sure. So, like, even then, let's entertain that for a second. Let's go down that path. You raise the wages. We get all 6.8 million people employed, right? We'll still need 500,000 people approximately just to hit our current numbers, and then you add jobs on top of those. So these are the projected ones that Trump keeps saying he's going to bring. How do we fill the new jobs that are coming then?
I don't have the answer for that. I don't know.
There we go. At least you said this,
Yeah.
Joe. At least you said this, because this is always my point, is it's a bodies issue. It's really what it is. Like, my answer is the answer nobody likes, which is let in more migrants to fill jobs.
Sure.
We have a workforce waiting that wants to work.
Right. I guess I would need to know more about the stats as far as what are the people that are unemployed? What is the age rate? Is it 18 and above? Are they adult?
So when the 6.8 million is what's called U6 numbers, which is the ones nobody ever uses. I know these because I used to work at Department of Labor. This would be everybody that could potentially be in the workforce from like 18 to 63, I think it is. If you could potentially work and you're not working at all, you're in that 6.8. Now, if we use U3, which is the more common number cited, it gets much different. We come to like 4.3 million people for 7.5 million jobs. People that were unemployed within the last 12 months.
Sure. And what was the U3? What was that age range?
Same age group, but now these would be people that are considered attached to the labor market, meaning they were only recently unemployed within the last 12 months. 6.8 is like everybody that we know of existing right now that's unemployed.
Sure. Gotcha. Okay.
The reason we use U3 for when we cite the numbers is typically because if you were unemployed within the last 12 months, you're more likely to be currently trying to find a job.
Sure. That makes sense.
Bruce, I saw what you were writing in the chat. I can agree. Like, there's a lot of conversations that we've had within Democratic circles, leftist circles, is talking about the fact that, like, if he's so bad, how bad must the Democrats be because we lost to him? But the thing is the conversation around misogyny, the conversation around racism, the conversation around a disillusionment of voting. So yeah, those are all conversations that would need to be had within the Democratic Party to figure out which path forward. I guess we'll see where we're at right now. We're just doing damage control to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that
Somebody asked, I want to answer a question a little more elaborate. Somebody asked if U3 includes stay-at-home moms. Potentially. Literally the definition for U3 is anybody attached to the workforce in the last 12 months that is no longer employed. So like if you're, say, a mom that just had a child, you would be in that number if you were employed within the last 12 months. It doesn't care why you're no longer working within the last 12 months, just that at some point in the last 12 months you were working and now you're not.
So they don't consider maternity leave still employed?
Leave is not counted under unemployment reports because leave is leave, and employers actually, and I know this because of my job, I can see when somebody's marked on leave because like there's 3 different statuses for somebody working that's reported to the government. One is active, one is inactive, and one is on leave. So like if you're on maternity leave, they would report you in the quarterly earnings as on leave to the system.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, back to what Moni, what you were saying. I mean, would you agree? And this is partially why part of the reason why I voted Trump was that the campaign for the last presidency on the Democratic side was kind of a shit show. Everybody surrounded Biden said he was fine, he was good, he was ready to go.
Because he was fine. He was fine. Because he was fine.
But then after the first debate, it was
yeah, he had
brutal.
a really bad debate. I can agree with that.
And that's why they changed?
No. I think
But
I think was that like a tipping point for donors to go, hey, like I can say that he shouldn't have ran a second term anyway. Like I can say that. I have no problem saying that. He said he was going to do one term and he chose not to. I don't know what happened to DeBurb. What happened to DeBurb? But he chose to, right? But nobody can make him drop out. And he's even said this, like the people who eventually got to him were his family. It wasn't even anybody else saying anything, and that's fine. But he wasn't the nominee. It gave us a shit amount of time to put forward a candidate. That candidate was selected based off of where the donations were already set to go. They could have opened an open primary if anybody challenged. They did not want to challenge because we knew what was at stake here. So Kamala was the one the delegates chose. That's how our delegates work. Like, was it a shit show? Yes, but I don't think it gave any reason for why people chose like not to vote. I think there were bigger issues at hand for that.
Like not to vote Kamala or not to vote in general?
Not to vote in general, because what we know from the numbers is that Trump's numbers were not like the best we've ever seen. It was more people either voted against him, as in they voted like a Jill Stein or whatever, or a Kamala, or they just chose not to vote at all.
Sure. I mean, that's got to be like the highest numbers in any presidential campaign where they voted for not the two main campaigns. Right.
Well, I'm sure there might be other ones in history where that's not the case, but
we wouldn't be able to look at that as a flat number because the total number of registered voters as well as voters continues to go up. You would have to look at a percentage, and I don't necessarily have those percentages on hand, but considering that relatively plus or minus 5%, or not 5%, 5 million people, usually the amount of registered voters not voting is somewhere between 10 to 15 million. And the amount of people who could be registered to vote, that don't register, are around plus or minus 74, 75 million people. So that's what you're really looking at. It's always been that way. The only time that the registered non-voters dropped was in 2020, and it dropped from 15 to 9.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that that's a reason. But also, I don't really understand the whole talking point around like Joe Biden dropping out, Harris getting the delegate vote, because right after that presidential debate, every media news outlet that existed in America said they're probably going to change. They're probably going to have him step down. It was it was everywhere. It's not like this. It wasn't a scandal. It wasn't salacious. It wasn't like, oh my God, how could they do this in the dead of night? Like it was.
I agree with that.
Well, and even pre-debate, we have to be honest about what the polls looked like. They weren't great for Biden.
So, right, and you're exactly right. So the Republican side had Trump. Trump was the guy. That was just the guy, right?
Yeah, so much so that he said, I don't even have to bother with my debates with other people running against me because I'm the guy.
Right.
Yeah,
and,
I don't see
and
why
Biden was Biden was supposed to be the guy until the first debate. I'm just putting this out there until the first debate. Then it switched over to Kamala.
No, people were already calling for him to step down before that.
But
he still did the debate, so he was still the one running.
What are you getting at? Like, yes, we know how it shook out. Like,
yeah.
Okay, what I'm looking at is, personally, that's why I mostly voted for.
No, it wasn't, Joe. Like, that's why I don't relitigate the election, because I get so many people who are like, this is the reason I didn't vote for her. This is the reason I didn't do it. When I go into their history, they've never voted Democrat. They've never paid attention to how the Democrats are running things or their policies. And it's all just blowing hot air up my ass. Like, it's not, that's why I don't relitigate it, because there were reasons why you voted. That's why I asked specifically, why are you still supporting him? What is he doing that's so good that you are supporting him? Because I know reasons why people voted the way they did. And it had nothing to do with even giving Kamala a chance or giving the campaign a chance or understanding harm reduction. It's also why I don't go into what talking about who's going to run democratically in the future, because we still have a lot of time and we don't know what kind of place we're going to be in to know which candidate's going to be the best fit for us in 28.
Sure. So I'm telling you personally is that's why I voted, and I'm not blowing smoke.
No, it's not, Joe.
You can't say that. You're not me.
All right, Joe. So you didn't vote Harris because
it was a shit show. That whole campaign was ran as a shit show. Right. That's exactly what. And I can guarantee that I'm not alone in thinking
her
that.
policies were what? What were her policies?
What was the policies?
Her policies? Shit, I don't even remember.
You didn't look it up because you never cared.
Because I basically said fuck the DNC because this is a shit show right now.
The DNC?
It wasn't actually. It was actually a pretty smooth transition from Biden stepping down to her stepping up. It was a pretty smooth fucking transition, actually.
A one event thing that you said, fuck the DNC. That was exactly the same as the RNC, right? How many people voted in the primary, Joe?
Pardon me?
How many people voted in the Republican primary, Joe?
Was it like 70 million and change or something like that?
Nah, it was less than that, but I can give you 70 million. That's fine. How many people voted in the Democratic primary, Joe?
I thought it was close to about the same number. I thought it was like 77 and 70.
No, it was less than. No, they get a 70. I said primary, Joe.
Oh, the primary. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah. So the RNC had plus or minus like 20,000 people voted in the primary, and the DNC had plus or minus like another 20,000 people. No one fucking votes in the primary, Joe. So to say
that, especially when you have an incumbent who's already saying he's going to run, why would you need to vote in the primary? Don't need to.
But I mean, like, even in general, we can go back in time as well. No one votes in primary elections. Like, they were like, oh, how did this person become the delegate? Because first off, you don't vote for the nominee. You vote for the delegate, right? How did this person become the nominee? Well, you voted for the delegate. I didn't vote for the delegate. You didn't show the fuck up.
You're a registered Republican, Joe?
Yes.
I know that you don't reveal your state, and that's totally fine. But is your state the kind of state that allows you to vote in, to choose which primary, or are you stuck in the primary you registered in?
No, I have a choice.
Okay. And in your primaries, who did you vote for?
In the primaries, I voted Trump.
Can you?
That was before it all went to shit. So.
Right. Can you tell me why you voted for Trump in the primary?
Because I personally, this is me personally, and you guys can tell me I'm wrong all you want, but this is my personal opinion, and that's what matters. Is that for my vote? Is that Biden, I didn't believe was.
I said primary. I said, why did you vote for Trump in the primary, Joe?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just because I didn't like Vivek. I didn't like him. I thought he was too young, too cocky, very intelligent. It was just.
Wait, very intelligent is a negative?
Trump had. No, I was giving him props that he was very intelligent, but he was like too cocky, too young. Trump had experience. That's basically why.
Why didn't you vote for Nikki Haley?
Not a Nikki Haley fan. Never have been.
Why?
I'm
curious.
Why? I think we know why.
I know. I'm curious because I stand by the position that they could have ran Nikki Haley and she would have won.
Probably.
With a lot less, honestly, with a lot less trouble than Trump had.
Sure. I guess personally, I'm just not a fan.
Why didn't you vote for Ron DeSantis?
Because I'm not a fan of that guy at all.
So my questioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out why you voted for the only primary candidate on the Republican ticket that didn't show up to any of the primary debates.
I don't know. I felt that he was just going to be the guy, like I said.
But he broke RNC rules, Joe.
Sure.
I would call that a shit show. I would say that running I would say, this is my opinion, like you're giving yours. I would say that running a candidate on the primary for the RNC who is not following the RNC rules of showing up to at least one of the 3 primary debates.
What of the 3?
Is a shit show.
No respect for it.
Sure.
And you didn't withhold your vote for the RNC being a shit show, but we can go ahead and investigate the DNC's usage of Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion, but not investigate the RNC's usage of Amber Rose and Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock, I guess, right? Like, what is a shit show if not, honestly, both platforms?
Okay, did you guys not think that Trump was not going to be the primary candidate?
No. Here's my thing. What I think what we're critiquing, Joe, is your words and what you said. I don't even have to talk to you about why you didn't like Biden, because there's obviously we all didn't like him either. What we mean is you specifically said like your tipping point for not voting for her was it was a shit show. So we're trying to show you the shit show that was Trump, because actually her transition was really smooth. The shit show was getting Biden out. That was the shit show. So then once we got to Kamala, it was actually although she only had 100 days, like it was a very smooth transition, and it was a very smoothly run campaign. She got shit out relatively quickly. Like it was run well. The debate was good. Like all of those things were good. So you using that as your tipping point for not voting for her just doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, I guess
what I'm saying. Like, I think you're saying like because he was the guy. Like, yeah, he was the guy because he was the guy to you.
Sure.
Did you vote in 2020?
Yeah, I vote. Yes.
Who'd you vote for?
Trump.
Who'd you vote for in 2016?
My memory is so bad.
You voted for Trump. You didn't.
That was Clinton Trump. Who'd you vote for in 2023?
I voted. I did vote Trump. Yes. Yep.
That's why I say I don't relitigate the election, because you were never going to vote for the Democratic nominee. It didn't matter who it was.
That is wrong, because I voted.
Who would you
Obama.
have voted for? What Democrat do you want to see run, Joe?
Obama,
what Democrat do you want to see run?
I voted for Obama and Bill Clinton.
Why did you vote for?
Which one do you want to see run now that you would vote for over Trump?
Oh, because I have
right now over Trump. Oh,
yeah.
For the Democrat.
Yep.
You know, if Kamala were to come back and actually put a decent campaign together
she had 100 days, and she put together two
only
policy
100
packets.
Yeah,
no, they don't have. They don't all have 100 days. Trump had been campaigning for 4 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Never stopped.
That's what I'm saying, exactly.
And his policies were still worse than hers in 100 days.
They were so broad, and they had no meat to it.
So here's I know. Monty, do you mind? Because I know you don't relitigate. I have some questions.
We're already here. It's 11:54. Go for it.
Why did you vote for Obama?
Oh, now like I said, my memory is not good.
How many times did you vote for Obama?
The one I remember is one time.
It was his first time, right?
I believe so.
Yep. See, so
it's
very apparent. It's like almost paper. It's like the paper is translucent. Why, when I hear Republicans say that they voted for Obama, it's typically only the one time, and it's because we were in a recession due to Republican policies and not just presidency. Republican actual fiscal policies put us into a recession, and people were losing their jobs. So you voted for Obama for the same reason why the majority of Republicans who voted for Obama, because the fiscal policies of the Republican Party was not there. They weren't there.
You voted for Obama over McCain? That's what you're saying?
Yes. If I remember correctly, yes. I don't have a tally sheet on who I
No,
voted.
you're fine. I would agree with what Manny is saying. Manny has proposed this theory for a while, which I think is absolutely true.
I mean, I'm not trying to get too in the detail because then I'll make some Trumpers really upset. But it still fits with voting for Jimmy or any two-term Democrat for the first time only. It's because that two-term Democrat is coming into a recessionary period, and they're digging us out. But then you don't vote for the Democrat to stay in office after doing the hard work to dig us out. It just makes sense, right? So that's why it's like your vote for Obama and your vote for Jimmy. You can like that doesn't mean Clinton, whatever. You miss me with that. that goes over there, right?
Jimmy
Sure.
was a long time ago.
So I have a
Sorry.
question. I have a question for everybody, the panel and Moni. Have any of you ever voted for a Republican?
I haven't met a Republican that I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that if you guys would have ran, what's his name, Mitt Romney against Hillary.
There was a chance of me voting for
Some of the judges, I mean, it's very local, but some of the judges that I've retained locally in my state and in my area, some of them have been Republicans that I liked. They're just not Trumpy Republicans.
I guess I meant more presidential. Sorry.
No, absolutely not.
On the panel, no.
I couldn't, to be fair, the first time that I could vote for presidential was in when did Obama run again? 2012? Jesus. Was 2012. In 2008, I was still 17 for another couple weeks. So I couldn't have.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I could not have voted for him that time. And then when it came to 2012, I absolutely, at the time, did not like Romney's policies, did not like Romney, did not like his history within his family. So it just wasn't.
There was a lot of things wrong with Romney on his first campaign. I'm saying comparatively to what Hillary had going, because when I had to read through what Hillary had, Hillary's ideas they just would be hard to realize.
Mm-hmm.
Going from Obama to a fiscal Republican, not a alt-right Republican, but actually a fiscal Republican, would make economic sense. It's not necessarily taking away from Obama. If that were to happen, we would have just seen a little more heavier supply side economics possibly, but it wouldn't be to the detriment of like tariffing everybody and doing weird bullshit, right? Romney definitely wasn't that person. So I could definitely see myself voting for Romney versus Hillary.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you guys ran him out of the and when I say you guys, I mean the Republican Party. You guys just like exiled him. Like,
well, and like, have you ever heard his father's speeches? They're actually pretty awesome. If you listen to his father's speeches way back in the day.
So if I get this right, Manuel, you said you have never voted for a Republican. Olivia, I believe you said you never voted for a Republican. How about Blue?
My voted was in 2020. I voted for Joe Biden. Anytime I vote locally, I typically vote for an independent. But no, I will never vote for the Republican Party.
Okay. And Blue?
The first time I was able to vote was 2004, and I voted for John Kerry over George W. because we were in the middle of a war that George W. started from lies. So I wanted him out.
Okay. So
and I voted. It's been a Democrat ever since because the Republican Party hasn't run a Republican that I could agree with.
Sure. So I guess I'm the only one on the panel that has voted both Democrat and Republican in the president.
Again, you don't get any brownie points for voting for a Democrat coming out of a recession. That doesn't matter to me because your option was continuing recession or getting out of it, right? Especially because we can see how those policies have shaped. You can't even remember the reason why you voted for Obama, nor if I ask you, could you remember the reason why you voted for Clinton? Clinton being honestly the centrist out of both of those two Democratic politicians. Obama leaning a little bit more moderate towards the end of his career, but again, they both came on centrist. Clinton stayed centrist. Obama ended not progressive, moderate. Like,
right.
You couldn't explain to me why you voted for Obama. And every Trump supporter that says I would have voted for Obama if he could run a third term, no, you wouldn't.
What I'm trying to get at, though, is that I'm kind of getting flack because I voted Trump. However, I have voted both sides of the aisle.
Because to me, I understand what you're trying to say. Is like I've looked at both sides, and so I can vote for both sides. The reason I don't agree with you on that statement, though, is because to me, Trump is not a Republican. That's why Manny and I just said, like, I actually like most of Romney's. I could get with Romney's policies now. Like, I would take Romney back now. I still wouldn't vote for him over Obama, but like, he's a Republican. Trump is not a Republican.
But what you just said is you will never vote Republican.
I didn't say that.
No, I didn't.
No, I said I wouldn't vote
Olive said
Romney
that.
over Obama.
Somebody said they will.
Olive said that she'll never vote. Olive said she'll never vote Republican. And if the Republican Party is if the Republican Party continues as it is today, with the loyalist MAGA who's going to continue to run, JD Vance continue to run, whoever the fuck his offspring is, like if that's going to be the nominees for the Republican Party, then no, I don't think we will vote Republican in as a president.
No.
Now, as far as state state goes, maybe there's a chance, right? Maybe I'll go back to California, and if it's not gerrymandered to hell, because that's what Trump wants to go and start doing is a gerrymandering fight. I'll go back to California. Maybe I'll look at Reading and see why it's red, and maybe there's a reason why Reading is red, right? Or maybe it's failing red. Maybe it's red because it's failing, and they're blaming Newsom why their county is failing, right? But you can't tell me a Republican policy that is on the federal level that is doing well, that has affected in a positive way the vast majority of Americans. So I vote on policy.
So, okay. All right.
Yeah. And like I said, 2004 was my first time voting because I had just turned 18, and I wasn't as up on policy as much, but I can still clearly remember that I voted for John Kerry because I didn't want George W. Bush still in office after throwing us into that war.
Sure.
So I remember my reason for voting, and I have ADHD, and I struggle with my with memory.
I have reasonings as why my memory is bad.
Yeah,
Good
no,
reason.
and that's
Yeah.
fine.
No one's attacking you for not
Yeah,
being
I'm
able to remember. What?
Yeah.
No,
I'm just
I
saying,
always
would-
appreciate our conversations, Joe. I want you to know that, even though this one got a little more heated than ours usually do, but I don't,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm right back at you. I appreciate these conversations as well. I really do.
Yeah.
I guess how do I say it in the best way is, I mean, simplistic is that
I mean, the Democrats have got to do something. Like they've got to.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. And if a Democrat who wins a primary and that's the candidate, and he or she is a stand-up person, and I agree with policy, well, they could get my vote. I'd have to weigh the options between the two. You know what I mean? They would get my vote.
But you have that
opportunity. I am not like what Olive said. I'm not strictly, since I'm a Republican registered now, I'm only solely voting
I never
Republican.
said I would. No. Don't twist my words. I never said I would always just vote blue down ballot. I'm personally for one that wants to see a third party come into office, and I also understand that can't happen unless you build from the bottom up. I just know myself. I will never vote for someone who claims they're a Republican because the Republican Party has no ideologies that I have.
So I'm not wrong in what I said when I said you won't vote Republican. That's what I said.
Right, but they explained it in way of what the Republican Party looks like right now. No.
Why would I?
Why
Okay.
why would I vote knowing the fact that my occupation could be hung on a thread? Why would I vote knowing what I do for work and what my degree is in and what I have worked for so fucking long is going to just be tossed in the garbage?
No, and the reason I pointed you out, Olive, is because people are coming at me for voting Trump, but there's people on that side, including yourself, that says I will never vote Republican.
The only Republican I can vividly remember growing up has been Trump. Actively.
Also, not saying you will never
I
vote
didn't know you
Republican.
were that young, and that's my fault. I didn't know you were that young. I'm sorry.
But even given that if that was what she was saying, is that she would never vote Republican, that doesn't mean that she would always vote Democrat.
True.
Oh, true. Yeah, no, that's very true. Yep.
Here's my problem, right? Greg Abbott said he might pursue a presidential candidacy. Not voting for him at all. Doug Burgum, we see what he's doing in the interior. I don't need an oil tycoon as a president, right? Tom Cotton, senator from Arkansas, he can kick rocks. Ted Cruz, senator from Texas, he can kick rocks. Ron DeSantis can kick rocks. The Florida's representative, Brian Donalds, can kick rocks. Tulsi Gabbard, kick rocks. Matt Gaetz, what the fuck? Nikki Haley, Josh Hawley, literally needs to be buried alive. Sorry, not sorry. Brian Kemp, kick rocks. Kristi Noem, who the fuck are you? Rand Paul, I'm sorry, you're still trying to run. Shouldn't we be getting out of the old windbags sooner
He's
or
not
later?
even going to have a base within his own base. What do you-
Exactly. Mike Pompeo, Vivek Ramaswamy, Marco Rubio, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Tim Scott, Elise Stefanik, who the Republican Party said if she leaves her seat in the House of Representatives, the literal New York will elect a Democrat. They don't want her to leave because they don't understand how she's still there. J.D. Vance and Glenn Youngkin. The only person I did not name is because I do not know who she is Katie Britt, the U.S. Senator of Alabama. I don't know anything about her, so I didn't name her.
She gave the what was it called? I can't remember what it was called. When Biden was in office and he gave the State of the Union, she gave the retort from the Republicans.
Yeah, the rebuttal from her stay-at-home mom
and
kitchen.
she was when she was in the kitchen, and it was so weird.
For Trad Wife Kitchen, yeah, it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the politicians that are potentially running for the Republican candidacy. Then you have the public figures: Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump Jr.
And I think even when you come to the old dyed-in-the-wool Republicans, I think there's a curtain has been pulled back a little bit on it. They've always run on this idea of being fiscally conservative, but we can look in history and see where that's never been true under any Republican. They always spend more fucking money. It's not true. They're warmongers. They use immigrants as political footballs. They're not, because what are you conserving?
Exactly. Now, when I look at the Democratic nominees, you have Andy Beshear. I think he's centrist / moderate. I'm not really here for it, but I know young people like him, and he's got a good record, right? Cory Booker, get the fuck out of here. Pete Buttigieg, would love to see that. Roy Cooper, maybe, not really. And Andrew Cuomo, why are you even here?
Why?
But Rahm Emanuel, the former mayor of Chicago, don't really care. John Fetterman, literally a Republican in Democrat clothing right now. What is it? Ruben Gallego, the senator of Arizona. Yeah, Gallego, senator from Arizona. Possibly heard some good things. Don't know much about him. Right. Mark Kelly, Arizona. Amy, what is it? Klobuchar. Klobuchar.
Oh, Klobuchar.
Yeah. Minnesota senator. Possibly.
Don
Wes
Ossoff
Moore.
is good. He's just kind of young.
Right. Chris Murphy. You have Gavin Newsom. Republican Party is making Gavin Newsom look like actual God right now.
Which is wild because we don't
insane.
even really like him that much.
It's literally insane, right? AOC, I don't think she's going to run. The Democratic fan base is running AOC's campaign for her. Until she actually says what she wants to do, I'm not putting her up there.
I don't think she should.
No.
Not at all. John, a lot of people in the comment section is actually saying it, right? Ossoff.
Ossoff, yeah, from Georgia.
Again, another young Georgia senator, really good, right? Maybe. I'll have to see some of the policies that he comes out with. You got Josh Shapiro. I don't know how I feel about that. Tim Walz.
Buttigieg is running for sure, by the way. I guess he moved to Michigan, so.
Yeah. Tim Walz, not sure how I feel about that, right?
I don't.
Gretchen Whitmer, I'd be okay with.
I'm not happy with her.
No?
There's some
I
things
also,
about it.
unfortunately, I hate to do this, but I don't think we should run a woman again.
No, I mean, at that point in time, anytime we've run a woman, they just constantly get shut down. And I think the biggest problem that we face, and with Joe's question, I think it's not necessarily, well, what did the Democrats do wrong? It's the fact we didn't activate our base like we should have. We all saw the activation through the DNC. There was so much energy, there was so much fire behind us, and yet there were so many people who didn't show up to vote.
I would, before we get into the 15 million people who didn't vote, because I don't know what that demographic looks like, because, and maybe this is a little authoritarian of me, but I want every single registered voter to actually have you need to be, I want it to be public knowledge of that card. Like, some states have it to where you have to register as a party, and other states don't. And I think that's, when you're looking at metrics, that's kind of shitty. It's kind of shitty. So you have this amorphous 15 million people. Maybe there's a large percent Democrat. Maybe there's a large percent Republican. Who the fuck knows? So I don't know, right? 15 million people registered, did not vote. Who are those people? As far as public figures for the Democratic Party, I don't agree with Mark Cuban, and I don't know why the fuck Stephen A. Smith is here.
What?
Yeah,
Stephen A. Smith.
yeah. I don't fucking.
Ain't
I don't.
there's no reason whatsoever.
I don't know, right?
Is Stephen
I don't
A.
want
Smith
either
like
of them.
The guy that talks basketball on ESPN.
Yeah, he's an
Yes.
ESPN.
Well, he's
commentator.
sportscaster.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or is that what they're called now? Sportscasters.
Sportscaster, yeah, I think you're right.
They talk about the sports ball.
Anyways, when I look at the candidates that could potentially be running for both of these, I'm not seeing somebody on the Republican side that I could look like, oh, this is going to be a good race, you know? When I look at the Democratic Party and who they potentially could put up, first off, I'm here for any governor going up into the Oval Office because I'm not trying to lose a senator or a House representative person personally. So I'm here for any governor. Yes, that does put Gavin Newsom, but again, as long as the MAGA base and the Conservative Party is going to continue to make Newsom look good, then fuck it.
Yeah. Speaking of like senates, did you guys hear about like Nicole Mitchell out of Minnesota?
Yeah, the one that pulled her stuff out because she did theft from her mom's home or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So she's going to resign, and she's a Democrat. She'll be resigning the first week of August or already put it in because she has some loose ends to tie up or whatever the case was, is what I read. But did you hear that? And so that I believe that evened the House, if I remember correctly. And I could be speaking wrong, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But I do know that after the verdict came out and she was going to resign, that very night, a Republican senator died unexpectedly. Is that to me, it's fishy. I don't know.
No,
It's
I
just
mean,
fishy.
I think when you talk about congressional seats, whether it's in the Senate or the House, like that stuff, especially when you have like dinosaurs in there, it moves so much. Like it's a constant of like who actually is seated, who's actually there to vote, who's present. Like it's a mess, to be honest. Like it really, really is. Which is why we have the conversations about Obama's super majority all the time, because like people don't understand how the maneuvers of it work.
Right.
The
It just-
state
it-
senator Nicole.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a state senator? That's state
Yeah,
legislature.
she's state.
Yeah, she was a state senator.
Yeah, so she's not even going to DC.
No.
You mean Minnesota's?
Correct.
Okay.
Minnesota State Senator Nicole, right?
He just means how it halves and halves now. Minnesota state legislator, I think is what he's saying.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, so a Republican legislator in Minnesota passed that same night. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Here, like I said, my memory is just terrible.
No, you're
And-
okay. We just
And I
got
throw,
confused.
and I
about
say a
it.
lot. And my brother actually makes fun of me and say sometimes when you talk, it's just word vomit. I'm like, okay, thanks, buddy. But so I know I step on myself. But let me see if I can.
And I did want to address Oakley in the comments, who said the Democrats better move to the right on their policies or they will get beat again. No, I think that was the problem. Right.
Yeah.
So I think I think there is a middle that needs to be met, kind of. That's why we see it with people that like Buttigieg, who I think can reach the independents, because like Republicans are nothing without their moderate independents. Like the base that we see, that we talk to every day in regards to like Trumpers, not Joe, but like Trumpers, right? They're not going anywhere. They're stuck in. That's where they are. But that's not the majority of his vote. Like Republicans do not win without that independent vote. And they are not happy. And so what we need to do is reach them, which Buttigieg is good at doing. Kamala tried that, except she went to people that Republicans and independents already don't like. Nobody liked the Cheneys. Why the
Right.
fuck are you bringing Cheneys on stage? Like, don't move right. We need to move left.
I
Force
do
them
think
this
that
way.
having Cheney up there was
It's bad.
endorse in silence. Don't you know?
Yeah, we don't need your face. Like, shut up.
I really.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
get the no, my bad. I don't get the idea of moving right. When Kamala was first announced as being the candidate, I remember on NPR some strategist was saying, "Oh, she needs to move more right to than her 2020 campaign," and I remember listening to that in the shower and shouting no because that it makes no sense. The reason why she was so popular was because she was
so left.
further left. Like there's no like moving further right. There's no reason to be Republican light. Why would you want to be Republican light, or why would people vote for Republican light when they can have the real thing?
And the problem is that those people that say that, they don't acknowledge the Overton window and how political ideology is shaping America currently, and B, they don't acknowledge that we've been rubber banding back and forth
Show your chart.
since Jimmy.
Show your chart.
I don't have that on.
You don't?
I
It's fine.
have
I'm
to
gonna get
look
ready to
for it.
stream soon. So
I have to
So
look for
I found that Nicole thing that I was looking for, Nicole Mitchell thing. It says Democrats have a 33-32 majority seat in Minnesota, in the Minnesota Senate, following Mitchell's resignation and the unexpected death of GOP Senator Bruce Anderson on Monday. So there's going to be a special election. So it would have been tied 33-33 without the. And I'm probably a conspiracy. You know what I mean?
he's 75.
You know, sure, but I mean the timing of the event, is just odd.
I mean, unfortunately, the Grim Reaper comes for us all, and I don't think he cares about a schedule.
I highly doubt. If you want to talk about conspiracy theorists, why do we have no news on the person that unalived the two politicians? What was that? Was that also Minnesota, or was that
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it was Minnesota.
yeah.
Was it? I confuse those states all the
Why
time.
do we have no news on the two people who attempted unalivings on the president of the United fucking States of America?
Yeah,
yeah.
But
a lot of things that stink. That's for sure.
I don't think there's shit up at stake currently. Not at least. I don't think there's anything at stake with the whole Minnesota thing. I think it's just you're probably looking into the weeds. Somebody's unalive because they're old, and this person is resigning. If anything, I think if we don't want to see these kind of situations, we put an age gap, an age limit on being a politician in America. Because why is it that Texas has a Republican? Why was it that there was a Texas Republican House member that had not shown up to their duties for like what was it, a year?
Something like that.
They're in
The one who was
hospice or
missing?
something?
The
Yeah.
lady who was missing?
She
Yeah.
was in hospice care or something.
Yeah.
No one fucking knew. She got elected and immediately no longer there. Talk about conspiracy theory. I mean, the conspiracy of it is gerrymander. But that is newsworthy. That is what we should be talking about. We should be talking about putting age limits on things. But instead, let's ignore that. Let's ignore that the issue is how our laws are, how we have no requirements for any of our federal positions at all. Not a single one. That's why we have the Republican Party continuing to elect billionaires and celebrities into positions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I have to do like an emissions test on my car like every other year, the least that we could do is have people that are elected do like a 3-month fucking I'm alive check-in. I don't know. Maybe that's a good idea.
Proof of life.
How many more? I mean, like, how many more times? And I say the same thing for Nancy Pelosi. How many more times do we have to see these people fall down before we're like, you can't get up those Capitol steps. Maybe you shouldn't be in the Capitol.
Right.
Maybe you shouldn't be representing us.
It's not fair though. He's a turtle, so like he's gonna fall.
It's not just Mitch.
Well, polling
It's
Glitch,
Nancy.
polling Glitch McConnell is just a separate problem. Isn't he supposed to be like retiring soon?
Yes.
No, so he
This is his last.
Or he's not seeking
Yeah, he's
real.
not
right.
So he's retiring.
Yeah, same thing with
Okay.
Nancy. Same thing with Nancy.
And Bernie.
Okay, so they're both retiring.
And
Yay.
Bernie.
Yay!
And we're not
We need to
gonna
get them all
anybody
out.
good.
I mean, we can go down the list of every single old fart that's in Congress, and like, I'm sorry, are you above 70? That's a
Well, because
problem.
what's his name? Even I can do it on the Democratic side. What the fuck? When Nancy Pelosi stepped down, and everybody wanted AOC to get that seat or that position, whatever the fuck it was, of some oversight committee, right? And then the establishment went against her and proposed this establishment ass old man that nobody wanted. Guess what happened to him? He unalived. He's not alive anymore. What are we doing? stop doing it. Like,
I don't know. I just think it's a problem every time you hear, like, you see a subcommittee or a committee hearing. All you see is just white and hold. So
that website hacking my Wi-Fi again.
no, that was me actually making jokes.
The last thing I'll bring up is I don't know shit about Gretchen, so what you're telling me, I'll have to look into it. But prior to that, I was going based off of the Cook Index of how to rank the potential candidacies for Democratic
No,
Party.
her policies are fine. I just didn't like her. I don't like her concessions to when she met with Trump the way she did to get her money for her state. He was like, "Oh, we're good, so I don't really care about saying anything about anything." She hasn't been as outspoken as I want her to be because she wants to get hers.
I believe this is also her last turn too.
Yeah, she's not seeking re-election. I think that if she could have seek re-election, she probably would not have bent the knee, but she's probably trying to pass off a better baton to the next person rather than like, I can just clean this up in, whatever amount of years. But I had Gretchen as number 1 with Harris as number 2.
Whoa!
Yeah.
No, I
know.
like her. Yeah, I was just frustrated with her.
Big Gretch was like, that was when I was still doing a absentee ballot, and I wasn't. When I first voted, I voted for her re-election.
Yeah, I think it was just like there was something he said while he was standing with her too that was like bullshit that he likes to say, and I just wish she would have pulled a Jerome Powell and been like
Yeah.
at the least, but she just stands there, like.
I've gotten a lot of hate towards the Gretchen over Harris, and the reason why is because I value the Overton Windows perspective of American politics over just what we because like 100%. If I'm like, no, we need a progressive, or we need a liberal in office, that's the only way we're going to fix things. Then yeah, but like, then sure I would
want a dream team, but
I have to be realistic.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I was being truly realistic and not idealistic, I would say we're gonna fucking vote in a moderate. And I 100% believe we're gonna vote in a moderate on the Democratic Party. I'm not here for it, but that is your Andy, that is your whatever, Josh Shapiro. Hell, I hate that people are claiming Gavin Newsom's progressive just because he has, he's okay with green energy, but like YOLO, I guess. But like that is your Gavin, Josh, that is your Andy, that your moderate candidates, right? I believe that's what we're going to be left with. But if I'm, a little more idealistic, I would like to see the progressive side come through, which would be your Gretchen, which is I have number 1, and then possibly Governor's Massachusetts governor. She's really good. The more I look into her, civil rights, climate change, healthcare, infrastructure.
Hey guys,
Well,
I hate to interrupt.
I was just gonna say, Joe. I was
Okay.
like, I'm gonna get ready to end anyway. I always appreciate our conversations. You're welcome back, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Hey, you two. I don't mean to step on anybody's toes today. I enjoy this. I learn a lot from you guys because God knows I need to learn, and I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
Bye, Joe.
Yeah.
Jasper.
Jasper is very mad because he wants to attack me, and it hurts. And because I need to do his nails.
Jasper!
We're
Look,
gonna do your
that's
nails
how
today
tiny whiskey
after
was,
lunch.
babe. Look how tiny. That's how tiny whiskey was.
I know.
He's very mad. He's like, let me go so I can cause chaos. That's what he wants to do. But oh my gosh, it's almost 12:30. I need to do lunch.
That's what I was doing while you were on the live. That's how I did not start a fire in the apartment. I just had the fire alarm go off.
Yeah, even though like my husband's home and he could feed the kids, I don't like eating on live personally because it's not an attractive thing that I do. So we're not gonna do that.
No, did you know how angry they get when they see a plus-size woman eat food? It's crazy.
No, they hate it. I like Pete Buttigieg. I think Pete Buttigieg is more like he's like a progressive hiding as a moderate, but like
he's grown on me a bit
I've always liked Buttigieg. I know we have
I
issues
didn't
with
like
some of
him.
his mentions within the LGBTQ community. I know that that's an issue. I think they're trying to teeter this fucking line, and I know everybody wants them to say stuff straight out, and I get it. But I'm kind of with Manny in this. We're getting to a point where it's going to be about harm reduction. It's not going to be about what we want.
I just
I
don't
didn't.
want
I
to believe we'll
wasn't.
put. Oh, sorry, Blue.
I just wasn't as big on him in 2020 because he felt really fake. He felt like it was a whole lot of platitudes that he and not a whole lot of substance to what he was saying. But like in his position as transportation secretary, like
He did a good job.
he did a great job, and he actually like talked the talk and walked the walk. So he did grow on me.
I think, and this is, I don't know, this is all weird, but I think that when the media sphere came out with Buttigieg being gay, it almost felt like he ran away from being gay. And I know he didn't make, I know he was like, that's not my identity. I'm not going to make that about my identity.
Yeah.
But I felt like that kind of made him back down.
I just don't think he uses it as his like main talking point. And I don't think that's necessarily.
It's not a negative. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that's
no,
a
no,
bad
no.
thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though.
It just
No.
felt like it would be like if Harris is like, as soon as they were like, Harris is black and Indian, and she's like, damn, well, all right, and then
Well, I
just
guess.
stopped.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
felt weird. It was like I didn't get to hear your policies because the media was talking about you being gay, and you just kind of
Yeah.
let them
I
run
just don't
with
wanna-
that. I don't know.
You don't want what else?
In the closet.
Oh, there you go.
Why is the internet so in the closet?
No, I
There's
just
just no Wi-Fi in there.
I agree with the phrase that people use, which is Democrats fall in love, Republicans fall in line. And I think that's where our problem is. Like we've got to stop looking for this like perfect man that we're gonna or perfect woman or perfect like
Yeah.
I don't want to compromise our values by any means, but we have to get somewhere. Progression doesn't mean we get to point, we're not getting to 100 where we want to right away. Progression means that slow hike that we are doing to try and get there.
I'm this is gonna be the last thing because I know you gotta go. I think what's gonna happen is if it comes down to Gavinism, he's going to get the white women voters because he is a stereotypically, or what is it called? Conventionally attractive older white man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that is what they'll look at. I mean, I saw it based on, his interactions with Trump and how media was painting him.
I mean, but even like Olive's facial expressions in the chat are funny. But even like he's gonna get Gen Z too. Olive, look at the way his social media pages run is like.
I have my own anger with my own generation. That's why I don't even claim it most of the time. But again, I don't want to sit here and believe that another white man, regardless of where he is with his sexuality, is going to be the first like big thing instead of having a woman in office.
It's not necessarily the first big thing. It's just when we look at the demographic of voters, right? Like less educated white women voted this election, and less white women voted for Harris than Trump this election.
See, but I still have what I believe actually turned them off. I don't think if she ever put that video out, maybe I'm being naive and not smart about it, but I just. So one of the last videos that Kamala HQ put out was the video of the two couples. They were both going to the voter ballot. And the two men are like, yeah, they're voting for him too. She's just going to follow in line with me. And that's a target on women in very, very dangerous marriages and relationships where politics are involved, like in DV scenarios, regardless of what the case might be. And it tends to be the problem. And I've communicated with a lot of older white women on this app talking about, well, I vote for Trump because my husband said so. Well, you don't have to tell them who you voted for. So I think that's a part of it. Maybe I'm naive.
No, but do you think that shouldn't have been said?
Should have been said. I think
I
regardless.
think that we need to start talking about that white women typically toe the line with in relationships with white men, that usually in relationships, when it comes with white women, they typically vote the way that their partner does. Black women and Hispanic women typically don't, and it's more of a cultural thing. But white women typically do, and we see that because we can see the trend lines between the way that white women vote and white men vote, both with degrees, without degrees, age group, all of that stuff. Like we can see that trend line in our voting pattern. So how do we attack that and make that a thing of like, you are an individual who has your own opinions and can vote the way you want to, regardless of how your significant other does, if you do not say it. Like, yeah, it hurt. I'm pretty sure it did hurt the campaign a little. It probably did. I'm not denying that. But the alternative is you don't say it and you don't get that thought out there that's like,
but I think that's
maybe
just a bigger reflection of the misogyny that was already there. It was already there. You got a woman running, telling other women, which I think we should have run it, sure, but you have a woman running, telling other women, don't vote like your man, and that's just going to make them mad because they already have so much internalized misogyny.
Right. I don't know. I mean, there was a whole conversation I had with someone, like, there has to be a way to reach out to those people. Because, again, I came across a lot of those people coming up to the election. Even before Biden dropped out, and we were talking about, primarying him out, and people were getting upset about it because we don't primary an incumbent type of thing. Like,
they could have.
110%.
They could have. Like, anybody could have come out and been like, I know that you're the incumbent, but, like, I'm going to primary you. It's just not something.
And that's the thing. I just, again,
No, I get what you're saying, though. I
get what you're saying. It's not. I'm not denying that that ad could have. I forget what the statistic
It was just
is.
let's say we ran. If she had the problem is the time frame. If she had a longer time frame of running and that ad got run a lot earlier, like it wouldn't necessarily be much of a sting.
That's what I was going to say. I forget what the statistic is, but they did a study on Hillary's campaign, and it was the Hillary v. Trump campaign, and they saw the trend go from Hillary to Trump during the last 2 weeks because of the constant pounding of her emails. Had the email stuff not came out in that span of 2 weeks leading up to the election, there's a possibility that trend doesn't happen, and you could possibly see a different election result entirely. But that is a bigger conversation of people, humans being what is it when it's you only care about it because it's happening right now. I forget what the word is. But because it's like their attention span can only focus on what is happening immediately versus encompassing everything. Because they'll, like, most voters forget the fuck happened. Like, I guarantee you not a single Trump supporter can tell you about not only his policies that he ran on, nor his campaign, his campaign website, but I guarantee you if you tell them that, he did promise he was going to put 1,000% tariff on China, they'd be like, no, he didn't, because they don't remember. Right. They won't remember that he said it was a blanketed 10 to 15% on everybody, with an additional 25% on both Mexico, China, and Canada, with an additional 25% on China after the whole Fenty rug thing. Right? They don't remember that. They don't remember the shit that he actually says.
Well, and that's why Biden's debate was so bad, because we also know from studies and surveys and things we do that most people are only paying attention to the first 10 minutes. And so you need to dazzle them in the first 10 minutes. And so, of course that didn't happen.
No, yeah. When they say I don't vote for Biden, they're like, I didn't vote. I didn't vote for Democrats because of that debate. I'm like, oh, what debate? Oh, the Biden v. Trump debate. Did you watch it? Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, it was terrible. What did you remember from it?
Right. Nope.
They won't give you an answer.
Chicky, if you start a K-pop Demon Hunters addiction fan account, I will follow it.
Because
Start posting edits.
if you bring up, if you're like, oh yeah, when they were talking about golfing, yeah, that was a terrible debate. It was like, yeah, no, it was. I can't believe Trump and Biden both were talking about golfing during a presidential
Crazy
debate.
white man
They
sport.
won't remember that Trump was talking about golfing during a presidential debate, but they will remember Biden.
Just old,
Like,
just
that's
old
the
white
problem.
man things, you know.
And Moni, Chicky had there was a Chicky's K-pop Demon Hunter K-pop addiction fan page that was going around. I think it changed.
I think it's now Manny indoctrinated me.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it changed while she was gone.
Oh, I
so
see.
they weren't a real fan because they abandoned her while she was away.
Damn. Well, I don't go away.
Oh my god.
No, you don't.
But
See,
yeah,
I'm the real Chicky fan.
I'm the real Chicky fan. Okay. But
All right,
yeah.
well, I gotta do lunch. I love you all, and I love the conversations. I know we usually have these conversations in Discords and not online because Republicans suck, but like I think they're good conversations to have.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, I love you all. Work wife, feel better.
Yeah.
I love you.
I'm doing better now. I don't know what I did. I stopped talking. That was my problem.
And now my mom's calling, so now I really need to go. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, I gotta call my mom back. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I really, really appreciate it. The link to my Discord should be in my bio. If you want to find it, it should be in there. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Thank you guys for the likes, for the heart me's. I will be back tomorrow, anywhere between 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. We will be back having conversations. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon.